Entrepreneurs. So I run into this a lot. I have a lot of people that would tell people, hey, you need to quit your job so you can start your business. Now, there is nothing wrong with stepping out on faith. I will tell anybody that. However, I want you to make informed decisions, okay? One of the things about going into business for yourself is that this is not an emotional thing. It's not a game. It's not something that's going to be done in your spare time, and it's not something that's going to be done easy. Trust and believe. Whenever you start and you go into your own business, you're going to lose time. The very thing that most people say they want when they start their business is the first thing you lose, because it takes so much time to build your business. That's what people don't tell you. Now, they can be excited. Do you know how many people, when I start talking to them about bookkeeping and about how important bookkeeping is in your business and about their taxes, and when I start breaking down some of the ideas that they have picked up from the barbershop or some of the ideas they picked up from other people, when I start picking apart their ideas and their thoughts and what they thought was a certain thing and what they heard and what their friends said, when I start picking apart all of that, do you know how many people get excited about the business? They get excited about what I'm telling them. And I'm not doing it, when I say picking it apart, I'm not trying to hurt. I am just so tired and frustrated of the bad information. There are so many people out here, and they will jump out and they'll tell you, hey, I can help you. And there are a lot of people that's out here doing stuff for free. And yet, businesses are not being started the correct way. People are out here doing taxes and they have no clue what they're doing. They took a class, or they thought, oh, I can do this because it looks so easy. And they do all of these things, and yet down the road, the taxpayer pays for it. I have a client right now. We've been fighting for 3 years, all because somebody did not understand how to do his taxes, and now he's having to pay. Now I got it reduced significantly. I was able to keep him out of trouble. We've been able to make great strides, and he's probably not gonna be in this situation long. But the fact is, he got in the situation. And the person who was like, the barbershop taxpayer who didn't charge a lot of money, and was like, oh, I can hook you up. Oh, I can do it for free. Oh, you don't have to pay this much. That person was nowhere to be found. I'm the one who's been talking to the IRS. I am the one that's keeping him out of jail and keeping them from garnishing his wages and everything else. This stuff is not easy. You cannot allow just anybody to do it. You need to make sure you understand. You need to talk to somebody who is studying and understanding what it takes to really operate a business. You need a consultant that can guide you and tell you, look, this is not going to be easy. If you walk off a job, I was counseling one of my clients the other day, and I was saying, okay, how much do you need to make, in order to sustain yourself when you walk off your job? And they were like, I'm not sure. So the first thing we did, go back to my budgeting video, was to see how much he needed to pay himself. Because when you walk off your job, you still have to live personally. So you still have a mortgage, you still have insurance, you still have health. Now, if you're walking from your job, you got to replace health insurance. So you got to think about that. You got to make sure you have car insurance, your personal auto, or, I don't know, some people have a business auto. I have a lot of clients in logistics, but still, like I tell them, okay, now we still got to take care of that insurance. So you got to take care of everything personally, and now it's coming out of that business. If you do not walk in with working capital, if you do not walk in with enough so that you cover the first 3 months, you're going to start out robbing that business. You're going to rob your business from creativity. You're going to rob your business from being able to grow. You're going to become a slave to the thing that you thought you were going to own. You know how you feel like a slave at your job? When you do not walk into your business with strategy, when you do not walk into your business with knowledge and with real information and real expectations. When you do not walk into that business prepared, you walk into that business becoming a slave to that business. Now, the one thing that was supposed to bring you financial freedom has now become a burden of freedom for you. It is no longer freedom. It has become a burden. It is no longer something that is going to free you. It has become something you're enslaved to. Because what you have done is you have left a job where all you were doing was reporting and working and taking care of yourself personally. Now your bills have increased because not only do you have to pay your household personally, now you have to take on that business. That means you have to manage every aspect of that business. If you walk into the business assuming that things are going to fall into place, you're going to walk in disappointed. Nothing ever happens when you're prepared, and everything happens bad when you're not prepared. This is not for the faint at heart, starting a business, and it's not for somebody who does not plan. It's not for somebody who doesn't have a strategy. Now, you can ride in on somebody's coattail, but once you start riding, you're going to always have to ride. Every shortcut you take, you're leaving out and you're missing some very valuable information that's going to come back and cost you later. I see it way too much. I see too many. They jump out, they get their dream. They thought, oh, it was going to be so easy. And when they realize that it's not easy, then they find themselves disappointed. They find themselves upset. And then they're ready to throw in a towel and go back to what they walked away from. You do not have to hit rock bottom in order to understand. But you want to get an understanding before you jump out. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot work a job and build your business at the same time. Because if you feel like you don't have time to do that, then you don't have time to be an entrepreneur and you have not counted up the costs. Think about it. Anytime you do anything, you should count up the cost. You should understand what you're going into, and you should go into it with a clear head. That's why I cannot emphasize the very need for a business plan. I can write them, but I have learned now in my business as a consultant to teach people how to write them so that they understand what they're doing, so they understand the importance, and so they respect the business. It's been your girl, the Queen Bee. You know me, I want to see you win, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I will not lie. I'm going to give you the real, and I'm going to give you the truth, and I'm going to give it to you just like you need it so you can grow. Bye-bye.